It's day number 7 of the vegan challenge. It was not a great challenge. It was a good challenge. The vegan challenge has only been problematic on a political front and not so much on a dietary front. So basically, the only time that anyone gets upset or angry about talking about veganism is when they think that their own diets are being challenged. My main reason for doing the 7-day vegan challenge has not been about politics in any way. Trying the vegan challenge to me is not about the evil treatment of animals, although that is an important part of it. The main reason, the number one reason that I did this was so that I could be healthier. And to be completely honest, it's a very selfish reason to do the 7-day vegan challenge, or to become a vegan, to become healthy. That's a very selfish reason. Of course, it's not a bad reason, because there are always many benefits to being a vegan, which are more than just your health. There are benefits to the environment, there are benefits to the animal kingdom, there are benefits to your soul as you sleep better at night, knowing that you haven't been ingesting previously loved animals. And so eating vegetables is very easy. I found that I'm eating heaps of vegetables and heaps of peas, heaps of beans, heaps of pasta, heaps of bread, and I'm eating quite a lot. So if you enjoy eating, I think veganism is actually a pretty good thing. If you enjoy eating a lot, then veganism is actually a pretty good thing. You can enjoy a lot of bread, a lot of pasta, a lot of soy cheese, a lot of grainy cereals, a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits and nuts. And really, what more do you want from life than nature's goodness? It is day number 7. I feel pretty good about the challenge. I was going through YouTube and watching some other videos of other people doing the 7-day challenge. Some of the videos are pretty slick, pretty well made, very professional. Some other videos are just average, like this one. And generally speaking, a lot of people make videos on their phones and things anyway, which I'm doing right now. One of the people that I saw was a girl called Demon Child. She had the 7-day vegan challenge, and I watched every one of the 7 days, except her problem really wasn't so much that she thought she'd do the vegan challenge, that I think her idea of the vegan challenge was to not eat anything that substitutes other food. For example, vegan cheese. Vegan cheese is not going against being a vegan. Vegan cheese is not made with any animal products. Therefore, it's worth having, and it is not going against or cheating in any kind of context of being a vegan. At the end of her 7 days, I watched every day of her 7-day challenge. At the end of the 7 days, she said it was the 7 hardest days of her life, and that she will eat a hamburger or something and drink a liter of milk to celebrate, or eat a kilo of cheese or something or other, that her 7-day challenge was over. To be completely honest, that's nothing to do with why I wanted to do the challenge. For me, I think this is a very eye-opening experiment into a new lifestyle. The only down point, or the only detrimental thing I can possibly think of, is that you have to be conscious and consciously choose what you eat. When you're consciously choosing what you eat, you don't have a lot of leeway for snack food, guilty pleasures, such as chocolates and things like that. If you're conscious about every meal that you have, and every single meal that you eat, it has no animal products in it and only plant-based products, then I think the only thing you could be is very happy with yourself, that you're only eating vegetables and things all night. You could be happy with yourself that you're eating vegetables and you're helping the environment, you're helping the animal kingdom, and you're helping your entire system. The only downside to eating vegan, I think, is that people say you can't get vitamin B12. B12 can be received from eating unwashed or not fully washed vegetables, because you're eating the soil, and in the soil is the vitamin B12. I don't think it's necessary to eat dirt in order to be healthy. So if need be, you can take a B12 vitamin, I think once a week or something like that. So you don't need to worry about losing anything from not eating meat. Protein is available from vegetables. Oils from nuts, mostly, legumes and other things like that. And beans are always yummy, and rice is great too. If someone else is preparing your meals, then you're very, very lucky as a vegan. If you as a couple are vegans together, then it can only be a win-win situation, as both of you end up being very healthy and eating very healthily. I still have leather shoes, I still have a leather bag that I take to work, and therefore I can't call myself a vegan, and neither do I want to call myself a vegan. Unfortunately, I think the title of vegan has become or at the moment, it stands as some kind of effeminate thumb at the nose of conventional wisdom, meaning that you have to eat animals to be healthy. Drinking more milk will give you osteoporosis. It will not take it away. Eating calcium from animals leaches the calcium from your own bones and makes your own bones weak. If you watch some documentaries on YouTube, you can definitely see there is no question about the link between eating animal products and disease. I don't want to have diseases, I don't want to be sick, I don't want to grow old, but I mean, you can see I've got grey hairs and everything. My father died at the age of 44, and right now I'm at the age of 41. If I don't change to a vegan diet now, I think it's pretty realistic that if my genetics and a meat-based diet continue, then my life expectancy will be pretty short. It's not a question, for me, it's not a question of, oh, I will miss steak, or oh, I will miss sausage, or something like that. I don't miss things that are going to kill me. I only miss being healthy, and I want to live twice as long as my father did. So it's important to me that I want to be healthy and live long and do the right thing towards animals and the environment. Considering that so many hungry people exist in the world, if we gave those people the food the animals are eating, we would still have a lot of grain in surplus. It's a little political, but if you watch some documentaries about the cruelty to animals, I don't think you want to ingest animals that have been beaten or badly treated or sliced up by a machine. It's very, very ugly stuff. If you cut a carrot, it just looks like a carrot that's been cut in half. If you cut a chicken, you're going to have a real mess and a whole bunch of noise and feathers everywhere, and no one wants to sink their teeth into that. It's not realistic that human beings are omnivores. Realistically, our teeth make us herbivores. Even rabbits have canines, and other plant-eating animals also have canine teeth. So it is realistic that we're not designed to eat meat. If you chose to run down a deer with your bare hands, break its neck like a real macho man, and then possibly even drink its blood, I mean, that would be a pretty tough thing to do. But would you be able to actually eat the animal? Would you be able to actually eat the muscle, eat the tendons, eat everything that's in there? I don't think so. So it's not realistic that human beings want to eat living flesh. And then if we cook the flesh and it becomes something that you can't recognize anymore, like a kilo of ground meat, then it's easier for people to consume that kind of meat. But don't forget that the meat that has been processed the most probably has the most to hide. And if you buy meat that already has marination or a marinade on it, then you're going to be buying some meat that's probably kind of old. Meat that's got seasoning already on it is probably meat that's past the good date, and they want to remarket it as something else. It's very common here in Austria that the bigger shops like Billa and the other discount supermarkets will actually resell their meat products by changing the sticker on them and changing the packaging so that every few days it looks as if the meat is fresh. Obviously, by the weekend, you're probably buying something that's very dangerous, and by Saturday, if you don't eat the meat by Sunday, you might end up in hospital on Monday because the meat that they're selling is quite poisonous. Better to not have to worry about meat at all, cut out the ethics from the whole equation, cut out the waste of water, the waste of resources, the electricity for keeping the animals. Forget about the environmental impact of their excrement. And it's still so much easier to eat vegetables. Vegetables don't poop. Apples don't poop. Nuts don't poop. None of these nuts or vegetables or fruits create waste. And whatever you eat becomes waste, and even that waste is a particularly different kind of recycling of the environment, so to speak, where no one is harmed, no one is exploited, And no one makes a profit really, because if you grow the vegetables yourself or go to the farmer's market, the money stays in the economy. It doesn't get sort of whisked away to a third world country where we get our bananas. It is nice to be able to grow your own vegetables, and we try to do that as much as possible. By your second season, you can say you're a seasoned pickler, and pickling vegetables is quite easy. You can show your kids how to do it too, especially gherkins and cucumbers. Been converted by watching many films on YouTube about veganism. I try to fast forward through the scenes of killing animals and the treatment of animals, artificial insemination, and all kinds of unspeakable acts that they perpetrate on these poor living things. And I don't want my conscience to be dirtied by worrying about eating animals that were in complete panic and fear for their lives in their last moments. Much easier to eat vegetables and nuts and fruits, and of course beans and things like that, grains. I don't have to worry that I'm hurting anyone. I'm probably helping the local economy because I'm mostly eating local food. And at the end of the day, I think this is going to be a lifestyle, although I don't think I'll ever call myself a vegan, because it seems to invite all kinds of anger and sort of ignorance from the general public. Being a vegan doesn't mean that you hate people who eat meat. It just means you wish they wouldn't, but they're still normal people in your eyes because you care about everyone equally, including the animals. So I'm on day 7 of the vegan challenge. I'll say that my poo in the morning, the first third of it was fairly normal, and then it was still kind of more fluid by the back end. Not very pleasant. Doesn't smell that much, to be completely honest. I'm not saying that vegans' poos don't smell. I'm just saying that it doesn't smell like fatty, oily, greasy fast food or cheese or anything. I believe that I will be getting more and more regular, and my stool samples will be more solid, which means that having solid stool samples will mean that my system has gotten used to a plant-based diet, and basically I don't think the extreme nights of having gas and things like that are going to continue. They've decreased as I've gone on. I'm not going to bother doing a 30-day vegan challenge video or anything like that. I can already see benefits after 7 days. I'm sure by 8, 9, 10 days, even 14 days, I'll have solid stools. I'll be happy with everything. I'm absolutely happy with the food. And because my wife is on board and she did the challenge before I did, I feel pretty confident that both of us as a team will be able to maintain our veganism and live a very healthy lifestyle in which we can be very happy with ourselves that we're helping the environment and helping basically everyone around us. Thanks for watching the 7-day vegan challenge. I recommend that anyone can do this. You will not get weak, you will not get thin. But if you only eat a potato for dinner and maybe have carrot sticks for breakfast, I promise you're really going to hate doing the vegan challenge. It's not about avoiding food, it's about embracing the foods that you've ignored, such as nuts and fruits and vegetables and grains, and you're going to enjoy eating beans and pickles and all kinds of other wonderful things, because they're easy to prepare, easy to digest, and I really do believe that eating straight from the ground is the way God intended, and it's good for everyone. If you're really worried about any of the points that I might have raised or you disagree, please feel free to go on YouTube, watch a few different videos. Of course, I'm no authority in the dietary element of the vegan diet, but I'm watching a lot of videos. I'm trying to find more information about being a vegan. So I really do recommend this to every single person out there, because we don't need to kill animals. We don't need to create suffering and pain. Even if you're a vegetarian, you're only halfway there to being a vegan. Please watch other videos. I'll put a link down in the bottom for 1 or 2 good documentaries about veganism. And I recommend it to anyone, even old people. The world's oldest bodybuilder is 78 years old, and he's looking pretty good. He's vegan. The strongest man in the world at the moment is vegan, And I think the world top bodybuilder is vegan. I recommend that to anyone who's interested in doing the right thing and living a easier lifestyle, simpler and more healthy.